Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Brittany Jennings coming to you live from the Seniors Blue Book. I today have the privilege of hanging out with Heidi Brown, Geriatric Care Manager. And Heidi, we are so excited to have you this morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Brittany. Thank you so much for inviting me. I wish I had a cup of coffee with you right now.
I know today I was researching new backgrounds because I always like to, have something fun in the back. And I was feeling nostalgic about the show Friends. And so what better to sit on the couch as if I was one of the friends.
I wish we were.
So
Hopefully soon.
What's that?
Hopefully soon we can do that again.
Yes, I am looking forward to it. So I appreciate you coming on today. And I want people to get to know you and, of course, have a better understanding of what a care manager does, because there are a lot of hats that are involved in care management. So first and foremost, Heidi, tell us about yourself, your experience, and really what led to the birth of your company.
Okay, thank you. Since the beginning of ever, I've wanted to, and I have worked in what I would just call the helping profession. So even before I was off to college, I was very involved in a youth organization, ultimately president of the organization that was very community service oriented. In college, I got a bachelor's degree in psychology. My first couple of jobs post-college were grassroots, working with community-based organizations, Boys and Girls Club, county jails. I was worked in a psychiatric hospital and realized this is truly in my heart what I wanted to do and wanted to go further. So I pursued graduate school and I have a master's degree in social work. How perfect, because that is a background, a degree in education that's quite flexible and transitional. My particular concentration in graduate school was both clinical and administration. So I felt it gave me a pretty well-rounded background. Post-graduate school, my entire career has been in behavioral health, which is psychiatric and addiction disorders. And it has been in the largest part of my career is senior living. I'll get back to that because that really translates mostly to my geriatric care management practice, and also human services. The majority of my career has been in the Washington, D.C., Maryland area. I have spent the last 6.5, almost 7 years here in Sarasota, where I served as the CEO of Aviva, a campus for senior life, which has the entire continuum of care on campus. And then most recently, until June, the CEO of Jewish Family and Children's Services, which I loved because JFCS offers the entire range of services throughout the life cycle, including seniors. So throughout my career, I've always had the opportunity to work closely with and for older adults. And probably similar to a lot of people who are my age and looking at the last great chapter of our working lives, what could that be? What would I love to do and do what I love? Because I've always worked so closely with seniors, I really did a lot of soul searching, although it wasn't hard, to think about where is my heart, where is my passion. And what I've loved the most is the one-on-one contact with seniors, with older adults and their families, and helping them in any way possible to achieve the best quality of life, wherever that might be, how they can be most comfortable. And that's really where I am today. In addition to, my dad lived with my husband and me for 2.5 years, maybe 3 years before he passed away. And we moved him here from Buffalo, where I am from, and he had a lot of significant health issues. He was on oxygen 24/7. We had hospice care here in the home. I did everything possible to make it secure for him, where he had no falls. I was very proud of that. And it was probably the best thing, one of the best things I've ever done in my life. And it left such an impression on me that I was able to do it. And oh, how I would love if somebody else wanted to have that experience, how I could help navigate and provide the support and the resources to make that happen. Because for me, it was really easy. I knew exactly what to do and how to do it. So there I am with a background with the master's degree. I have the MSW, I have the Academy of Certified Social Workers. And then most recently, I pursued a certification in care management. So that is called CMC Care Manager Certified. There is a professional association called Aging Life Care Association, ALCA, and they have standards of practice and ethics, and it's really the gold standard of practice in aging life care or geriatric care management. And I have attained their highest level, which is advanced professional, due to everything I just talked about. So
I can feel like even the first time that you and I jumped on to talk about just Blue Book and what we do and how we can connect and work together, you just ooze that passion for what you do. And it's amazing because you did find, I think, exactly everything that you've done, leading up to this moment. It really shines, and it's such a necessary component to what you do to have that experience and understanding of this industry. So
yeah, thank you, Brittany. That's very, very, very generous of you. Yeah, I do think that our experience lead us to where we are and who we become. And the majority of my professional life has been in senior living. I had been the executive director, administrator, area manager of operations for different senior living communities, probably for around 20 years. So I think that certainly allows me to understand, if you're looking at sides, I don't care to do that, but both sides, what it's like to live in a senior living community, what it's like to work in a senior living community, and certainly what it's like for the resident and the families to choose a senior living community and to live happily and comfortably and successfully in a senior living community. So that is certainly something that I hope I can bring to my practice as an area of expertise.
definitely. And it's so necessary because I know from my past, and I've been in senior living about 13 years now, which is crazy to say. When you say 20, it's like, I'm actually not that far away. We both started when we were 18 years old.
Exactly.
And, but no, it's so necessary because there are so many steps to navigate, and it's some people that will call you, for your services will be in crisis mode, and, they have to do something right then. Some people are calling you to pre-plan or to start, laying those steps down to what's next in navigating. So let's talk about some of the steps and some of those services that you provide as a care manager, just so people have a good understanding of what a care manager does.
Great. I'm happy to do that. Care management has a new title in our profession called Aging Life Care Professional. And it is because care manager or care management can be confusing. It can be confused with case management, which you typically would find in a hospital. It's often confused with home health care. So as a profession, we have transitioned to become aging life care professionals. And I love that concept because it's about living and living well. Aging life care professionals really are the experts in aging well. So why do people think about or need an aging life care professional or a geriatric care manager? Oftentimes the family doesn't live nearby, And the client, the senior or older adult, really requires a local contact to coordinate care. Oftentimes, an aging life care professional is called upon because there's concerns about the changes in the client or the senior's condition or healthcare status. As you just said, Brittany, sometimes there's a crisis where the older adult is experiencing a crisis at the time that we get a phone call. Sometimes it's the caregiver. Sometimes it is the spouse or the older son or daughter who's having a crisis of their own, and they can no longer provide the coordination that they did for their loved one. Oftentimes, an aging life care professional is called upon when somebody is looking for a professional assessment to explore what is really objectively going on and what are different options for care. And oftentimes we get a phone call because somebody needs guidance, and we just kind of talked about that, navigating options for Alzheimer, dementia care, senior living. And not surprising to you, because we have similar backgrounds, we get called because there's family dissension. And families are either in denial, uninformed, or just don't know what direction to go. And there's very strong differing opinions. So we became a navigator, a facilitator, a mediator. I would say, most importantly, an aging life care professional provides peace of mind. I have been a client of an aging life care professional. When my dad passed away, I became the power of attorney for his sister, my aunt, who was in a nursing home, started out in assisted living in Buffalo. And although I'm a professional and I have a lot of great experience, I couldn't be there. And I needed somebody to be the eyes and the ears, to interface with the assisted living and the nursing home, to, if she needed a new outfit, to go out to the store and buy a nice outfit for her. So I have been a client for aging life care professionals, and it's been absolutely invaluable because of that peace of mind. We provide counseling, emotional support. We help enhance activities of daily living, certainly now with COVID and the very, very real experiences with isolation. That would be another opportunity for an aging life care professional to have an intervention that hopefully would be positive. Navigating all of those community resources. I really feel like the aging life care professional becomes the central address. We're the ones to call when there's a concern, a question, putting the resources together, coordinating all of the components of the care team, and communicating so that everybody is understanding and on the same page.
I like to think of care managers or aging life, specialists, that you guys are like air traffic control. Like you truly are that central. I love that, the central address, and I like that it's like a heart, your central address. But you've got all these things going on, and anything can pop up at any time. So you really are somebody who provides the peace of mind, but you're also that soundboard or air traffic control for anything that really happens in that person's life.
Right. And then another thing that I think is important to highlight is that not only are we the central address for coordinating, but we're the advocate, we're the voice. And it's what I've always loved most about my work in the senior space. It is being the advocate and speaking up for the senior, particularly the ones who cannot speak for themselves.
Right.
So that's a really important peace of mind and advocacy. And all the other things we talked about are really, I think, critical components of what we do and how we do it. In my practice, I have incorporated a electronic health record, if you will. It's a cloud